Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to salute you for your continued support to our channel. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the reason that I'm here. You give us that strength to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, when William Samoei Ruto engineered the impeachment of his former principal assistant Rigathi Gachagua, he thought he had annihilated Gachagua politically, because among the people who surround William Samoei Ruto, they looked at Rigathi Gachagua as that passing cloud, the man from Wamunyoro, a former DO and a first-term member of parliament, and of course a first-time deputy president. So William Ruto thought that he's the professor of politics after the death of the former president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And they really thought that Rigathi Gachagua could easily be finished just like that. They went ahead and kicked away all the members of parliament and the members in the Senate that were the chairpersons of several parliamentary committees. They wanted to finish Rigathi Gachagua, and his people like Kindiki suffered. But Rigathi Gachagua is like a cat that has got many lives. It's now turning out that William Ruto regrets that decision, because at first we had that they wanted to set up, 41 against 1. They wanted to isolate Mount Kenya. A very stupid idea, because I said all of us are Kenyans. We don't have any other country. We are all taxpayers. And I told you that the amount of revenue that is collected in Mount Kenya, you cannot separate Mount Kenya from the nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto has now resorted to threats. He's now trying to scare Mount Kenya that if you continue to rebel and reject against my government, then even the position of the deputy president that I gave you, he created Mount Kenya, west and east. It has been there, but it got so much pronounced after the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. So William Ruto is now telling Mount Kenya that, look guys, you either support this government or I will deprive you the opportunity to have the second in command. I watched that clip and I was like, what has happened? These people were so proud. They were full of themselves. They thought impeaching the man from Wamunyoro was enough to kill his political ambitions. I want us to watch this clip, and I want you to watch it very cleanly. Before that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell. It allows YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please, another favor, like our videos and share them if you can, because this goes a long way in supporting the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly listen to Ruto's message to Mount Kenya and listen keenly.
Na mimi nataka niwashukuru viongozi wa hapa. You are solid. You are solid. Na nyinyi mkicheza vile Kimani Chunga amemueleza, sisi tunanyemelea. Mkicheza, mkiteleza, mkiwachilia, tutachukua. We will take. Kwani unafikiri namna gani? So a bird in hand is better than 10 in the bush. Mushikilie what you have. Take it seriously. Take it seriously. Don't take it for granted. There are other Kenyans there who are saying, my God, if only we just had a fraction of what they have, what would happen? However, I want to encourage you, when you have an opportunity of this nature, and you're working with a president who has a lot of faith in the people of this region, musitupe hiyo nafasi. Take it seriously. Work with him. Work with other Kenyans. Na hapo ndio sisi tunasimamia. pamoja. Na hapa Mheshimiwa Ruto anajua agriculture is key. The Minister for Agriculture is from here. Rafiki yangu Mutahi Kagwe. Ukipima hata hiyo mambo ya fedha na nini, juzi the president also made Nderitu the chairman of Central Bank. KKRA hapa chairman wa governor wa Central Bank Thuge, tena rafiki yangu, tulisoma naye huko. So there are issues. There are issues. Please, wacha tushikane kabisa, tuende mbele. And I can tell you that the president has got a lot of faith in the people of this region and indeed in all Kenyans.
So, ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto sent Musalia Mudavadi. William Ruto has always used Musalia Mudavadi. Many Kenyans feel that Musalia Mudavadi is level-headed. And anytime William Ruto wants to talk about matters, politics and economics, you will realize that Musalia Mudavadi is sent. There was a time Musalia was telling us that had the finance bill 2024 been defeated, then that would have meant that a vote of no confidence against William Ruto, and Kenyans would have demanded, or the opposition would have demanded, that William Ruto should resign. He always comes up. There was a time also after the Gen Z protest, he was saying that, he has worked and traveled to very many countries. We are enjoying a certain amount of peace that we should not play with. There's a way Musalia Mudavadi threatens people softly. There's a way he speaks softly so that when he's scaring people, he looks credible. But what exactly is happening? The people who are talking with a lot of pride. What is happening? Number one, the appointment of Kithure Kindiki has backfired. You know what happened? These people thought that after pronouncing that there was Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West, William Ruto thought that after he had appointed Kithure Kindiki, people would rally their support around Kithure Kindiki, and that people would forget Rigathi Gachagua, and that Kithure Kindiki would do what? Would unite the mountain. It has failed tremendously. Listen to what the former Agriculture Minister Linturi is saying, that he represents Njuri Nchega, and they have decided they are with Rigathi Gachagua.
Ni kuleta mtu wa soprano hapo aseme hoi, akifikiria atavunja mlima ya kwamba sababu Kasongo alikuwa anataka kundanganya na kuharibu mlima, akakosea pin ya kuingia kwa mlima, akaenda akasema ili tuweze kugawanyika, na tuwezi kugawanyika. Our cultural ties, our heritage as a mountain goes beyond or to time immemorial. Na kwa hivyo I want to confirm kama mzee wa Njuri Nchege hapa na wa viongozi wengine hapa ya kwamba mlima hatutaachana.
So that has failed, and so they feel that the only thing they can do is now to threaten and try to coerce people to support Kithure Kindiki, to support the Ruto administration. Ladies and gentlemen, I've always told you things are boiling. It will soon explode. Things are getting thicker. Someone keeps on, whenever he comments, he tells me, Achando, things are boiling nicely. Number two, that unity of Rigathi Gachagua and the group that you saw in Wamunyoro yesterday, is sending chills down the spine of the deep state and the NIS. And for sure, that is the team that will ensure that they humiliate William Ruto come 2027. As long as they stay united, as long as they stay put. Because recently, there has been a lot of propaganda that Matiang'i does not want to be part and parcel of that group. Oh, Matiang'i is Uhuru's man, and Uhuru has told him not to join Rigathi Gachagua. But now, after that unity, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the government is scared stiff. That group is growing bigger by the day. Kenyans are liking it. When you read comments, people are saying this is over. And I'm looking at that group, there is a possibility that Matiang'i and Kalonzo are going to carry that mantle. Kenyans are tired. Kasongo Must Go is something that has become a national anthem. And William Ruto knows that very well, that he's soon going home, he's scared. So that group is scaring William Ruto. The Wamunyoro man that they wanted to send home, they thought they had annihilated him, is the man that has now become the cornerstone. He is now the epitome of opposition, and things are being structured in his home. And William Ruto is really scared. He regrets the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. Before this impeachment, they were told that every politics is local. Let them find out whether the locals, resonate with the idea of impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. But being led by pride, they decided to do what? To impeach Rigathi Gachagua. It has backfired on them. And now they regret, they don't know what to do. They are now pleading or scaring that if you don't, support this government, we will take even the position of the DP. Mount Kenya, they don't care. Even if William Ruto takes all the ministerial positions plus everything, they are ready. So all these threats will not work. And I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, that if Kindiki is not careful, this position is going to go to Raila's man. Because William Ruto is realizing that Mount Kenya is gone. It is a love affair that has gone wrong. William Ruto is now a jilted lover. And he knows very well. So what will happen if he's not careful? The way Mudavadi is saying, William Ruto can do another reshuffle and decides to sack Kindiki. And Kithure is a lonely man. If he's sacked, Mount Kenya will not care because he's the one who took the position of his brother. Many people thought that Kithure would say, I cannot betray my brother. If you've sacked Rigathi Gachagua, give it to someone else. But he did it. So if he's sacked, Mount Kenya will not care. If he's gone, the other side of the opposition will not care. People like Raila will not care. They will take it and they will say, it is our share. And he will be a lonely man. Maybe he will be welcomed in the Wamunyoro group. Ladies and gentlemen, things are tight. But what is happening is this. It is too little, too late for William Samoei Ruto. They ignored the advice from the people on the ground. They were told it is not going to be very easy. So the train is leaving. It is high time people like Kindiki join the train. Otherwise, they will be left alone. The entry of Fredo King Matiang'i, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, name them. JB Muturi, Linturi, every person is there. The governor of Trans Nzoia, Natembea. This group is bulging by the day. And William Ruto is realizing that there is some inconsistency within the ODM party that is in government and is not in government. They are Moffa's kind of arrangement. And he knows he's being scared. He doesn't know whether he can depend fully on the support of the ODM of Raila Amolo Odinga. The people on the ground are saying, we will only vote for William Ruto after evaluating his promises to us, because there are few people who are benefiting. So William Ruto is scared. Kenyans have decided. Kenyans have said bye-bye to William Ruto. Uongo. Ahadi, it is gone. So ladies and gentlemen, all the threats will not work. In fact, ask anybody from Mount Kenya. Watakwambia chukua hiyo deputy president na ministers and everything, because the only thing he cannot take are the MPs. MPs are elected by the people. So there's no way, there's nothing he can do. I sympathize with William Ruto. I pity Kindiki, but mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole.